Concealed carry or open carry? That is the question. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Coming up. Hey folks, and welcome back to the 22mm short edition of Get on Target with Link. Before I get started on today's episode, I really want to thank you guys for your response to the last two because it's been fantastic. The commentary on the ammo shortage, I've had a lot of great response from you all, and I just really appreciate it. It was really fun to see that it was reaching some people and that they were getting something from it and enjoying it. I found in the comments, I got a lot of good comments on those, and some people seem to have enjoyed the little drama that I added to it, and I had fun doing it. But also got comments from people of how they were overcoming the shortage and so forth. So just a lot of interaction, and that's what this Thursday edition is supposed to be about. Let's talk. Let's see what's going on and share ideas. And I'm going to share mine here and what's going on with my gun life, and you share what's going on with yours, and I'll try to respond to it. But it was great, and I really appreciate it, and let's keep it going. I hope you enjoy this one too. So, with that said, also, if you do like it, don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and when the subscribe comes up, ring that notification bell, because that's how you'll find out that I've dropped another one. Tuesdays and Thursdays are my days, so keep an eye out, and we'll have new editions on those days. So, today we're talking about the choice of doing either open carry or concealed carry. It's a little bit of a hot button. It kind of skirts the no politics zone that this channel represents. I'm not trying to make this a political channel. It's just about gun enthusiasm and just enjoying guns and shooting. I do, you do. That's what this is supposed to be about. So we'll try to avoid that, but it may have some implications. But bottom line, I come down on the side of concealed carry. And the reason for that is I believe concealed carry accomplishes everything that open carry does, but it doesn't make it anybody else's problem or interest. The rest of the public doesn't need to know that I am at least perceiving potential dangers in the world that I'm responding to by carrying a weapon on a daily basis. I do have those concerns. What those concerns are, that's where this can get political. People will have concerns for different reasons. We're not going to get into that here. The reasons aren't important for this discussion. It's not relevant. So, but anybody that's carrying is carrying for at least has the same concern, not the same concerns, but has concerns about the safety of the world. And that's why we carry. However, the general public, for the most part, they're not sharing those concerns. They're not thinking about them. They're not carrying those concerns with them on a daily basis. When we open carry, we're bringing that mindset out to the public and making it their problem too. Now, whether they perceive us as the threat because we're carrying a weapon, and many of them do, or they're just made aware that you are responding to a more generalized threat around you, and you're making that part of their consciousness when they didn't want to participate in our concerns. Either way, it's bringing a level of discomfort to them they didn't choose, and there's no reason for them to. We can pursue self-defense, our own protection, and potentially the protection of others around us, if that's part of why you carry. We can do that without exposing it to the world. And I think there's a benefit to that. I'm going to share with you in a little while another person that supports this concept that may surprise you. It's a well-renowned expert in the field that most of us have a lot of respect for, and he comes down on the same side of the issue, and for the same reasons. When you open carry, there's a body language to that. There's information being shared with other people that look at you that is undeniable. There are meta messages that are being put out by carrying openly. When a mom goes to Walmart with her 3 kids and they're there and they're getting school supplies, probably worrying about the threats around them is not what they want to be reminded of when they've got their 2, 5, and 7-year-old with them and they're excited about the new school year, whether it be at home or at school. That's irrelevant. But they're in a different mindset. They're in a different place. They're in whether it's a hassle or whether it's a joy for that parent to be in that position of the anticipation of what's about to happen with their school year. It doesn't matter. That's where they're at, and they don't need any other implications to that. It's not their concern, and we're making it their concern by open carrying. At the same time, we're accomplishing nothing by doing it for our own needs. It's irrelevant. You may have seen just recently, I did this week, it just dropped on Tuesday, a video about holsters, and it included outside the waistband, inside the waistband, pocket, and belly band holsters, and talking about the difference of all those. Well, outside the waistband was the least useful in terms of concealed carry. Now, it doesn't mean that outside the waistband holsters are not valuable. They are. They're valuable certainly in competition. I have outside the waistband holsters. I have more than one. And part of their purpose is preparing, I haven't started yet, but preparing for competition. And I'm looking forward to that, and it's a necessary tool for that job. It has a job to do. It's also an appropriate way to conceal carry in cooler weather when you have a jacket that can go around the weapon on the outside of your belt. And it's a comfortable, nice way to carry a weapon. However, in the summer or just on a pair of jeans with a shirt on, it's an implied threat for most people. That's how they're looking at it. We're foolish to not consider the fact that although some people that are carrying weapons are prepared, they're trained, they're responsible, and they take what they're doing very seriously, but there's a bunch of people that don't. There are a bunch of people that it's just a lark, or it's an empowerment that they don't feel otherwise. There are negative reasons for doing it as well. If you're carrying it on the outside, you're trying to portray a message to the world. You may think it's a message that's important to impart to the world, but to ignore the fact that you are imparting it, that's just silliness. You are. It is a message. And the fact is that a lot of people that are carrying shouldn't be. I have mentioned on this channel, this is a channel for beginners, and in a way, this is not really a conversation that's intended for beginners. In some ways, this is something that should be tabled for a later date, And I encourage people that are just starting out, that are getting their first weapon or considering getting their first weapon, you can engage with this with interest, but as far as practical application, I hope it doesn't have anything to do with what you're doing yet. It's something that should be done after you have a familiarity and a comfort with weapons themselves and shooting. People like to make fun about the difference between a tactical application, which is, an event that guns are needed in, and shooting at the range, standing there, pointing down range, and just pulling the trigger. They're completely different, but one is a necessary preparation for the other. Until one is accomplished, the other shouldn't be tried. So that's another conversation. But it's important that people realize that open carry has a perception. Now, in that same video about holsters, you'll also see 3 that are very appropriate for concealed carry. And they accomplish the same thing. You can carry significant weapons on your body, concealed, and not bother anybody. And you're still protecting yourself. So if self-defense is the key to why you're carrying, or defense of the general population, if you go there, you can accomplish that without announcing it to the world. Now, if you make the next step and you're carrying for offensive reasons, we're on different teams. I'm not going to be the one that starts a violent encounter. It's not going to happen. My interest in carrying a weapon is to respond to something beyond my control that cannot be de-escalated in any other way. Any other way. The first job of anyone that is carrying is de-escalation and having skills for de-escalation. That should be part of our training. That should be part of it, not just being able to put a round on target, but being able to manipulate a situation so a round is completely unnecessary. That's job 1. So, at the heart of this is empathy. And the expert that I mentioned earlier that understands this completely is none other than Jerry Miculek. For those of you who are gun enthusiasts, you know who he is. If you're on the internet and are interested in shooting and watch YouTube, which certainly encompasses all of you, you know who Jerry Miculek is. Jerry Miculek is one of the great shooters of all time. He's a national champion. He's an international champion on any kind of weapon you can imagine. He shoots anything, and he shoots it better than all of us ever will. It's just that simple. It's miraculous how fast he is and accurate he is and responsible. He's consistently responsible with how he shoots his weapons and how he treats them. His videos are a master class in responsible shooting. He knows it all. And he's a major supporter of weapons and people that shoot them. He's on that side. But in this video, which I'm referring you to here, you'll see Jerry making exactly the same case that I'm making here. That body language is a communication to the world. And open carry is unnecessary in most situations. He also makes the case that open carry is perfectly acceptable and responsible and normal in other situations. As he walks around his property, he carries openly. There's no implication of that. No one's threatened. When he's mowing the grass, he's still packing, but he's doing it, and he's doing it openly. But there's no one that's being impacted by that. No one being threatened or feeling threatened. It doesn't even matter that people are threatened. It's how they perceive it. And the minute you say, well, the heck with them, they got to get over it, we've lost the battle. If it's not about, if we're trying to defend people, then the bottom line to that is concern for people. That's what it's about. Caring about people. So care about them. Even the ones that are made uncomfortable by what we do. Care about them too. They're still people. And they still have their concerns. No reason, and it doesn't impact us in terms of what our goals are to consider their feelings. It just doesn't hurt us. To me, it's that simple. And I encourage you to check out Jerry's video. He probably makes the case in a much more compelling way because of his expertise. If someone of his ilk and his side of the spectrum is making the same case, you got to give it a little bit of weight. Anyway, that's where I come down. I'm a concealed carrier. I'm not going to open carry in public. I see no reason to, no need. Now, I'm going to say this too. You have the right. This isn't about rights, and it's not about taking rights away. It's not about that. You have the right. You can open carry if that's what you decide you want to do and that there's some compelling reason that you think it's important. Do it. That's fine. That's your business. You have the right. No one's taking it away. No one's suggesting it should be taken away. It's your right. Now you have to decide what's right. And for me, caring about other people is right. It's always right. That's where I come down. So that's my rant. I'm going to hear about it. I know I'm going to hear stuff on both sides of this one. But I can't wait. I want to see your comments. Let me know. Leave something behind. Tell me what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? It's all good. That's the discussion. That's what these 22 millimeter short Thursday editions are all about. It's a discussion about gun stuff and it's the implications of it. So, if you liked it, like it. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. When you do, hit the notification bell. More coming. You know there's more coming. There's a lot coming. So stay tuned. Come back and see us. Get on target with the link. And until the next time that we meet here, see ya.